Welcome to our next class. In today's class, as usual, we are dealing with the plant pathology. In this, we are dealing with the classification of phytopathogens. We will continue the classification. Now we have completed up to two kingdoms, that is kingdom Protozoa and kingdom Chromista. Now we are beginning with the very important kingdom, that is kingdom Fungi. Come, let's start. Kingdom Fungi. Under kingdom Fungi, we will see 8 different phylum and very important phylum, but for our interest, we have only few phylums that are of our interest in agriculture. Let's see the name of the phylums. One is Microsporidia, Chytridiomycota, Neocali-Mastigomycota, Blastocladiomycota, Glomeromycota, Zygomycota, Ascomycota and Basidiomycota. These are all of their lower to higher fungi characteristics and from lower evolutionary characters to higher evolutionary characters. Let's begin one by one. Before starting, let's see the important characteristics of the kingdom fungi. Whatever the characters we see now will be applied for all the organisms that comes under this kingdom. Of course, as usual, it is going for the higher fungi. We will observe the cell wall component as chitin. The cell wall is composed of chitin and beta glucans. And the asexual reproduction will be through zoospores with a whiplash flagella in chytrids. Chytrids is a lower fungi in the kingdom of fungi. So we can observe zoospore with a whiplash flagellum and the chlamydospore in the Glomeromycetes phylum and aplanospore in the Zygomycetes and conidia in the Asco and Basidiomycetes. Sexual reproduction depends on fungi. I hope while dealing with the sexual reproduction concepts, I have spoken about few spores such as zygospores, ascospores, basidiospores and some others. So it depends on the which type of fungi we are dealing with. The resting structures such as sclerotia, chlamydospores and rhizomorph will be there. Okay, let's begin. First, let's see the phylum Chytridiomycota, which are of less important but still which is must for us to read. Under Chytridiomycota, we see two classes, Monoblepharidомycetes, Chytridiomycetes. Under Monoblepharidомycetes, we see Monoblepharidales and Monoblepharidaceae. We see a genus named Monoblepharis. I hope you have not heard of this name, but just remember, whenever you heard this name, think that this belongs to Chytridiomycota. That's it. Under Chytridiomycetes, we will see two different orders, that is Chytridiales and Spizellomycetales. Under Chytridiales, we will see Syncytriaceae. Hope Syncytrium is a common genus you have heard. Olpidiaceae, the genus will be Olpidium. Let's see some of the important characters and their importance. Phylum Chytridiomycota. Thallus is cynocetic. Under Chytridiomycota, the basic character is thallus is cynocetic. Actually, cynocetic is a characteristics of lower fungi, means less developed fungi. So you can consider Chytridiomycota is less developed but true fungi. A cynocetic means there will be no septa. There will be the hyphae will be continuous with the nucleus, etc. So that we call them as cynocetic. I hope you know about the cynocetic and septate hyphae. And reproduce asexually with a motile zoospore. You can observe a motile zoospore but with a posterior directed whiplash flagellum. That is single whiplash. You have posteriorly oriented single whiplash. You can observe only single flagellum here. And sexual reproduction is by the plasmogamy by planogametic copulation. That is, this forms plasmogamy. The way through which this sexually reproduces is planogametic copulation. That is the conjugation, what we call. This is all belongs to Chytridiomycota. Under this we see few classes orders like Chytridiomycetes, Chytridiales. Chytridiales are very basically they are soil and water inhabiting species. They are basically in soil and water. They are endobiotic inside the cell. Such organisms are called as Syncytium. Epibiotic on host surface. They are Rhizophydium. These are the two different genus we observe. See, this Syncytium will be endobiotic, means they will be within the host, but the epibiotic Rhizophydium will be on the host. That's it. The basic examples are Syncytium and Rhizophydium. I'm just trying to cover the topics, and if at all any important genus, I will just tell you. And please do mark that Syncytium is one of the important genus. And orders Phylogeny. These are holocarpic thallus and zoospore is amoeboid. See, I hope I have explained about the holocarpic and eucarpic thallus. Eucarpic thallus has both sexual organ, I mean vegetative organ and reproductive organ and vegetative organ at the same time. You can observe it on the same time, but the holocarpic thallus has either vegetative or reproductive. That is, after certain stage of vegetative stage, then this will be converted into a reproductive organ. This is the characteristics of Phylogeny and Zoosporis amoeboid have no particular shape. They just floating plasma, and the sexual reproduction is unknown in these organisms. Include Olpidium, which acts as a vectors for plant diseases. See, Olpidium is one of the genus that is of our interest in agriculture because they act as a vectors for many viruses such as CNV, CLS, CCSRV, CSB, TNVA, TNVD, LRNV. In the similar way, they are host for the they are vectors for many viruses. And the class is Monoblepharidomycetes and the order Monoblepharidales. What we have seen there, you can just remember few genus that such as Monoblepharis, Monoblepharella, and Gonopodia. This is all about Chytridiomycetes. I hope you remember the important genus such as Syncytium and Olpidium and Monoblepharis. These are just of our interest, and other than that, nothing much to remember. But remember, they are very low fungi under true fungi. Okay, let's see the next phylum, Neocalimystigomycota. This is also not of our interest, but let's see what this phylum belongs to. It is the division of anaerobic fungi found in the digestive tract of herbivores and play a vital role in the degradation of the plant material. I think you can remember the livestock, I mean cows, buffaloes, where the anaerobic fungi will be there to digest the cellulose, a symbiotic association among them. So you can consider that these organisms will belong to this phylum. And next comes the Blastocladiomycota. This is also of little importance in our agriculture. Members occur saprophytically in water and plant debris or soils. Posterior uniflagellated zoospore, dear friend, in Chytridiomycota also, and in Blastocladiomycota also, we can see only this uniflagellated zoospore that is posteriorly oriented, and the sexual reproduction, if present, is isogamous or anisogamous. If at all the sexual reproduction is present, that is through isogamous copulation or anisogamous copulation. That belongs to conjugation or the planogametic copulation, vertical, the way through which sexual reproduction occurs. And the best example to remember is Physoderma. I hope You have read somewhere about the diseases such as brown spot in maize, crownwort in lucerne, crownwort of sugar beet. These are all belongs to Physoderma genus. This Physoderma genus belongs to Blastocladiomycota. Okay, this is also a low fungi. Let's see another important fungi, but still not much importance for agriculture students. The importance is because these are the fungi or the members of this phylum belongs to endomycorrhizal fungi. They are obligate endomycorrhizal fungi. The word endomycorrhiza, mycorrhiza means mucus, meaning fungus, rhiza means roots. It is a symbiotic association with a plant root and the fungi. Okay. The word is derived from the Greek as usual. Okay, they form opuscular mycorrhiza in the roots of almost 80% of the plant species. In almost 80% of the plant species, they form mycorrhiza, that is opuscular mycorrhiza. I will explain what is opuscules and vesicles means. And in this fungi, the sexual reproduction is absent and reproduced only by asexual method, that is to chlamydospores. While explaining the important characteristics of fungi, the chlamydospores as a sole way of reproducing is by this glomeromycota. This glomeromycota reproduces only by sexual method, that is to only by the chlamydospores. No sexual reproduction is observed in these organisms. Next comes the opuscules. What we say opuscular mycorrhiza, that opuscules means the opuscular mycorrhiza fungi produces highly branched structure that are the site of nutrient transfer. They do not penetrate cell membrane, short-lived structures constantly being formed and degenerating. See, this is a plant root. There you observe a highly branched structure, that is actually a microscopic structure, highly branched structure. That structure is a major source of nutrient transfer, and they do not penetrate the cell membrane. They do not penetrate the cell membrane, but they are short-lived and they are continuously forming. They continuously for being formed and degenerate, form and degenerate. This is the way opuscules perform their activity in the endomycorrhiza. And the vesicles. See, the vesicles are oval or spherical, darkly staining structures that are thought to function as nutrient reservoirs. These vesicles stores the nutrients and they perform as a nutrient reservoir. Now we shall see the another important phylum, that is Zygomycotina. Under Zygomycotina, we can observe two important class of our interest, that is Entomopteromycotina, Mycoromycotina. Entomopteromycotina has a order Entomopterales and family Entomopteraceae, and the genus, that is Entomopterale Thora, is the genus that is of also a little importance. Under Mycoromycotina, we have two orders, Mycorales and Endogonales. And under Mycorales, we have Mycorrhizaceae and Phylogolaceae. And under Endogonales, we have Endogonaceae. The important genus are under Mycorrhizaceae, we have Mucor and Rhizopus. And Phylogolaceae, we have Phylogolus and Endogon. Let's see the important phylum, that is Zygomycotina. Let's see the basic characteristics of this phylum. One is branched mycelium and the cenocytic hypha. Here also cenocytic hypha is there. We have still not come across the septate hyphas. Cell wall is composed of chitin. We have seen this. And tufts of rhizoids are formed as anchoring organ. Under Zygomycotina, the best fungi you can remember is mushrooms. Mushrooms has some root-like structures below them. See, this is a mushroom. You can observe a root-like structures, that is a tufts of hairs as an anchoring organ. Those are called as rhizoids. And possess an intervening hypha connecting a two group of rhizoid they are called as stolons. See, if this is one fungi as tufts of hair, and this is another fungi as again tufts of hair, that is rhizoids, has a connecting rhizoid. See, they are connecting means they are moving. This is called as stolon. We can observe this only in Zygomycota. So this is one of the differentiating character, I can say. So let's come to the asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, you can observe aplanospore, chlamydospore, oidea, trupanidia in certain fungi. Depends on the fungi which you are dealing with. And sexual reproduction, it is very common. It forms a zygospores. Based on the phylum, you can say which spore it forms zygospores. So what happens is, I hope you remember, in the gametangial, gametangial copulation. In a gametangial copulation, if there is a isogametangial copulation, that leads to formation of zygosporangium, which contains zygospores. We'll just try to draw that structure, and I hope you remember that. And this will be, you can't differentiate because they are isogamous, isosex organs, isogametangias, so that will fuse and leads to zygosporangium, that leads to zygospore production. The gametangia may arise from same mycelium or different. It depends. They may arise from the same mycelium or different. So under that we can observe the subphylum. Whatever we have seen is general characteristics of Zygomycota. So now let's see the subphylum Mycorrhizomycota. Under that we have order Mycorrhizales. Mycorrhizales are commonly called as pin mold or sugar fungi. They are commonly called as pin molds because of their sporangia that appear as a black dots in the cobweb-like hyphae. Means they are pin-like. They are pin-like, but when you observe the complete hyphae structures and all, there you will observe it as a black dots. So that is why it is named as a pin mold. And a heterothallism is very common. This heterothallism character in the mycorrhizales is identified and discovered by A.F. Blaxley in mycorrhizales during 1904. Thallus are colored and cynocytic hyphae. I said this is very common. That is cynocytic hyphae we can observe in the entire Zygomycetes, and the thallus is colored here. The asexual reproduction is through aplanospores. Aplanospores are released by the dissolution of spherical wall through air or by direct contact. They need a source for the release. That is, the dissolution of wall should be done either in some or the other way. And the sexual reproduction, I think there is no much explanation required for that. But some species produce parthenogenetic parthenogenetic zygospore, and they are called as azygospores. They are zygospores, but parthenogenetically, that is why we call them as azygospore. And that we can observe the families such as Mycorrhizaceae and Phylogeny. And Mycorrhizaceae, we can see the genus Mucor, Rhizopus, Rhizomucor, Cystinomycor, Actinomycor, and Phylogeny. Violent spore discharge will take Pilaria, Theromyces. And we can observe another important order, Endogonales, that is peat truffles, found on rotting woods, ectomycorrhizal association. And endogone and sclerogone are the common genus of this. And we can observe another subphylum, that is Entomopteromycotina. Remember, this Entomopteromycotina has a septate hyphae. Remaining all form the cynocytic hyphae. This forms the septate hyphae, and asexual spore is Trukonidia. Entomoptera is a common genus you can observe. And that's all about for this class. And thanks for watching this video. And remember friends, I am explaining this till the family. I have not entered the genus. I will explain the life cycles of this, life cycles of the organisms and the important genus that we should know in a further classes. This is just a outline of the classification. Please draw the flowcharts and try to remember the way it has been divided. And thank you.